things you should not do, or rather things you should do in your 20s. Things you should not do in your 20s. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, karibu. For the returning subscribers, asanteni sana. Kindly remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Laura Gessa, and in my channel we communicate. So I'm also looking forward at interacting with you people at the comment section. Karibuni sana. So today is just me, my camera, and my thoughts. And I'm here to talk with my girls. Like, you know, girls rock. I'm from a family that we're majorly girls, so my mom always say like girls are flowers, and for a flower to grow, we have to water it, we have to put for it fertilizer, and take good care of it. So as girls, we're here to water each other, we're here to supply each other with some fertilizers, and you're here to see each other grow. So today's video, we're going to talk about things you should not do, or rather things you should do in your 20s. Things you should not do in your 20s. All of us know 20s is an age that is literally a transition from childhood to adulthood. So some of the things you might do right now might not have an impact, but what happens when you're 30? What happens when you're 40? So my girls, let's get into the video. So the first thing, do not follow trends. Do not follow trends. I know we're living in a world whereby that every other day there are new things that come up. Every other day there's this and this. Every other day there's this fashion that, and we are human. We're humans, and our nature is that, you know what? You need to glow up. You need to look good, but and I'd written them down here, so I'll be just telling you. This is some of the research I did. So you know what? You need to glow up. Yes, you need to glow up. You need to fix yourself. You need to fix your hair. You need to look good. But some trends are not worth it. You might find yourself really majoring in the minor and not majoring in the major. Like most of your finances can go to you looking good, but what happens to you adding value to yourself, maybe mentally, academically? You need to go for the major goals. Like 20 in your 20s, you're transitioning to adulthood, and it wouldn't be that nice. You just wasting your time on minor things. Secondly, do not tell people your personal information that you don't want anyone to know. Keep it to yourself. You're the best secret keeper of your own thoughts, of your own of your own thoughts, of your own plans. We have people outside there that are just destined to ruin your plans. People who don't even care about you, but because you just call them friends or what. My mom always tells me, if you have any friend in this world, it's your mom and your dad. Your parents are your only friends in this world. Sometimes even your own family members, relatives like aunts, your own sisters, brothers, may never want the best for you. And if you think, keep it to yourself. Let them just watch. My mom always tells me, people should just watch you doing things, and they're like, huh? Yani juzi tu ulikuwa hapa na nisai tu ako hapa, huyu msichana ama huyu kijana. Let's even talk to our brothers like, huyu msichana. Let them just be surprised, but deep down you know what you have to yourselves. Or sometimes don't even post pictures or send pictures to people. Pictures that you wouldn't want anyone to see you with. Maybe that boyfriend. We all know. Some people even, no one that loves you will ever ask you for your nudes. Let me tell you, this is a free advice. No one that loves you will ever ask you for your nudes. And before I continue, everyone has opinions. Those are my opinions, so you're free to criticize and criticize them in a nice way, but this is what I want to put out there for my girls. Like, what happens when you break up? You find out that these days when people break up, like, you just undergo a lot of mental issues. People fall into mental health cases. Why? Because someone posted your nudes, immediately you've broken up, but you had a chance to decline. You had the chance to put it to yourself and not send it to him. Make the wise decision. The third one, blowing up your savings. In your 20s, I bet in your 20s is the time that you can really save. Don't overuse your money. Use your money to satisfy you, but put some for yourself for the future. Yes, you're living in a world that many people are going for adventures. Many people are going for trips, traveling. People are like, huh. I have a friend that always say like, huh, nikipata tu pesa Dubai. Yes, it's good to travel. I'm not against traveling, but plan yourself. Put some of your savings. Imagine when you start saving when you're 20 years. What happens when you're 40 years? People say you start living when you're 40 years. So in your 40, you'll be going for these adventures relaxed. Not right now. I have friends, by the way, but I won't mention names, who immediately they just have some money. Oop, girls out, day out. But imagine if I get 20K, I put in my account. The next time I get another, you just save up. Like, you have to build yourself. It's good to enjoy yourself once in a while. Don't usijinyime, by the way. Once in a while, enjoy yourself, but know how to plan yourself. Know how to save. Those savings will be helpful. When people start living their life in 40, is when you start saving. Or oops, I'm about to retire. I have to start saving. No, start saving right now, my girls. Like, you know what? When you start living our lives at 40s, I want all my girls on my train. You're like, Laura, how are you? Today you're going to Seychelles. I'm like, not that you're telling me today I'm going to Seychelles. I'm like, let me look for loan. No, we're not going to live a life full of loans. Let's change the story. Some of us, maybe our relatives or our parents, have been looking for loans to educate us, loans to take us out. Let's change the story. One day take your mom to Seychelles without a loan. You're like, Mom, you know what? Today let me take, Dad, you know what? Today let me do this to you. And it's just your own money. That's how people get rich, by the way. People just start savings. And in your 20s, you are flexible to do any type of job. You have energy. Like, you can literally look for money-making ways and bring money, and not legal money making ways. Don't go into things that will get you into trouble or jail you, or just take control of your life. No, look for things that are legal. Then be careful with who you let into your space, like your personal space. I think, like, in your 20s is a time that you get to know yourself, you get to redesign yourself. Like, you need to have, not a big circle of friends. We all know, like, it's out there. You cannot love everyone. You cannot be that Jesus. You cannot be Jesus, by the way. You cannot be Jesus to everyone. Like, you just have to love yourself extra. Do it for you. Like, it's the time that you rebrand yourself. You get to know yourself. You get to know your ambition, what you really want. And for you to succeed, you don't have to carry a crowd. You only have to carry resourceful people who add value to your life. Like, for me right now, when I started YouTube, let me just tell you the truth. And maybe even if they are my friends watching this, and maybe you find that maybe our connection literally slided or something, let me just put it out there. When I started YouTube, I used to send links literally. These days I don't send links to people's inboxes. That's one of the journey. I'll talk about my YouTube journey. I'm not here to talk about my YouTube journey, but it's a good example. So I used to tell my friends, like, you know what, I've started this new project. Kindly help me. Imagine you have this friend that you know is a close friend in your circle. Like me, if you are in my circle, I'll always be there to vouch for you. I'm like, girl, do it. You know what? Ask my friends. I have friends like Danson, Jacinta, Caro. Like, these are some of the people that Nicole, like, I literally hold to heart. So if they have, I'm literally telling them, like, recently Nicole was telling me she wants to start like a plating thing. I was like, girl, you know what? Do it. I'm like supporting her, advertising. But I had this friend of mine. I'm not mentioning her names. I don't want troubles. But I literally told her, like, you know what, then she's like, ndio uomoke utuache. If you're my friend, why should I leave you? And I'm not here to do things to benefit myself. I'm like, literally, if mi nikiinuka and you're my friend, so pia unainuka. Like, I always tell people, you're working with people, like-minded people who you work together to get to another bridge of life. So if I'm to get to that bridge of life, if I'll carry you along. I'll look for your strength. Maybe you're not good in YouTube and making videos in communication, but maybe you're good in engineering, you're good in software, you're good in, like, if you're good in knitting, I'll look for customers. I will, like I was telling Nicole, I want to be her model. Like, you just play it. I was telling Carol does crocheting. I told her, me, I want to be a model. I'll be wearing them. Then I post on my social media account, like, we're here to grow with each other. But me, I send you, then you're like, you want to watch it, literally. Don't let everyone into your personal space or into your space. Just let people who are resourceful, people who will help you grow, people who will add value in your life. The fifth one, living in the age of life. What am I talking about? Don't live in the age of life. Like, some people, we have some people that have a mentality of we only live once. Yeah, we all know we only live once, but that once, what are you doing that once? What is that you're sharing to social media? Because you only live once, because you're enjoying ourselves. Yes, we'll enjoy yourselves, but my mom always tells me ujana ni moshi, meaning, you see, the smoke comes, moshi is smoke. You see, the smoke comes out of the kitchen chimney, it goes away. Like, it will surround here for it will surround people for some time. People will cough, but eventually when fresh air comes, it goes away. That's like youth will live 20s. Don't you'll not live 20 twice. You'll only live once. But what will you have done in your 20s that when you're in your 50s or your 40s, you look behind and say, like, damn, you know what, this career, I started it in my 20s. So it's not I'm a manager in this company. I started in my I was just an intern in my 20s, but I've climbed the ladder. Now I'm the manager. Or some people want to be their own bosses. I started selling earrings in my 20s. Right now I have a boutique not only in Kenya, but in so many countries in Eastern Africa. And I'm planning to open more branches across the world. Like, that is the story I want us to live. That is the story I want to meet my friends in future, or someone who maybe passed through my content and YouTube this video and view this video and they're like, Laura, I heard you telling people and I took it seriously. So, and we have some people, drugs, like me, I'll tell you, drug and alcohol don't take you somewhere. Yeah, maybe you might say that people who have lived to their 50s, there are people who have lived to their 80s, 90s, and they have been doing drugs and alcohol. Take it to the bank. Like, right now, like in the university, everyone does drugs. Let me tell you, everyone does drugs and alcohol. Like, Fridays, it's the big thing. It will never take you anywhere. Okay, you're free to oppose me. I know there are people who have lived with it. I know there are people that it doesn't, but if it doesn't affect you today, it will affect you tomorrow. Maybe it's not you, maybe it's the kids you'll get. Or maybe it will not affect you health-wise. Maybe it will affect you financially. Because every time you get money, you're just like, Friday, ni kujibamba, shere. I have even classmates. We are like, this week has been tough. I'm like, guys, this weekend I just need to look for something, maybe sleep, maybe look for a movie, maybe go outside there. I'm an outdoor person, maybe go for hiking with my friends. Someone is like, babes, leo ni kulewa, hebu tuende tujaribu. Drugs and alcohol, me, I'll always tell my friends, don't take you anywhere. You just waste a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of resources. Like, if you could have saved that money, you'll still come back to it. Then social media, all of us just post anything. Because recently, maybe a certain socialite posted a picture, half naked picture, and she's like getting a lot of likes. She's like, social media never forgets. In future, maybe you'll be owning your own business, and maybe in the business world, you have to work with your competitors and other people to better you. You're going to sign a contract with people, but when they look back, maybe your personality affects the contract. They look back, they're like, no, this will tarnish our image. Or maybe you're working in another organization. And then people look, social media never forgets. They're like, these are not the things. Like, right now, we might do things just to get fame, or we might do things just because you're in that age and you are living it, you're enjoying it. But what happens 10 years from now? What happens when you're going to look for a job? Like, what happens when maybe you're going to work in Amazon or even Netflix? What happens when people scroll down? Okay, your CV is clean, you have all the academic details needed, but what happens to your character? How will your character influence? no employer in the world will want to employ someone whose character will tarnish their image, because they have competitors in the market, and competitors in the market have people who are boosting the people whose characters are boosting the organization. Never live life at the age. Enjoy life, yes, but there are limits to enjoyment. Do everything you want to do, yes, but there are limits to what you're doing. Because you're in your 20s, you still have a whole 30, 40 years to go, 50, 60, 70, 80. I'm sure maybe when you get your kid, you not want your kid to do this and this, but if imagine your kid traces your account and says that mom used to do this and this in her 20s, how will you feel, or how will the respect be? Like, don't live life on the age. Then lastly, which should even be the first, put God first in all your endeavors. Always remember to pray. Always remember to tell God, thank you for this day. Always remember to tell God, I'm going to do this exams, kindly lead me. Always remember to ask favor of God. Like, some of us are here not because of our might, or even most of us, it's because of God. And we don't take it for granted. God has always been there for us. Like, God is our dad. Let's embrace God. It's not about going to church every Sunday. No, maybe the way I'm talking, people like, no, I don't go, because these days even churches are rotten. I'm sorry to say this. If you're a pastor or you're a child of a pastor and you really believe in your church is not rotten, but churches are rotten. It's one thing that is outside there. People are doing things that are ungodly. People are just doing things, but knowing God at a personal level and always praying, always ask God. And if maybe you're not a Christian and you're believing you're watching this, I know there's something you believe in. Pray, because we have our brothers who are Muslims. Pray to Allah. Brothers who are pray to your God. Like, God is always there. I know the word God is universal. Like, you have your own that thing, you have your God. But for me, I'm a Christian. I'll always tell my fellow Christians, let's rely on God. God really opened doors for people. And without further ado, I want to end there. I hope I've literally mentioned 6 things. I hope all of the 6 things will help you. And if it won't help you, everyone is entitled to their own opinions. Look for things that will work for you, because all of us are here for growth, so that as you're transitioning from teenagehood to adulthood, you have a great transition. And when you reach adulthood, you'll at least look back to your teenagehood or the transition space, and really smile because of what you'll have done. Anyway, may God bless you. Bye bye. Let's meet in the next vlog. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and watch. Thank you so much. Comment so that we can continue interacting. I love you all. Thank you.